Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday. Let me get to my live chat here. See who's in here. Sapphire, Matt, Sunnyside, Vicky, Charlie Girl says. Good morning, Hibiscus, Tammy. Good morning. She says, drinking my coffee and watching your, what, SB? Hey, Meemaw, good morning. So did y'all have a good weekend? Oh, she meant show, watching your show. Okay, Tammy. I had a good weekend. I was going to try to do YouTube over the weekend. I was just busy around here. The time I got through doing, all I do is work, guys, around here. By the time I got done with everything, I was just so tired, and I knew I wouldn't be much fun on a live stream. But I am thinking about doing a Google Meet tonight for the members. Do y'all remember the Google Meets I used to do, which are private? We're all up on a panel together, just chit-chatting. I'm thinking about doing that. If I do, I will share the link way, way ahead of time in a community post. I just want to sit around and talk to you guys. I get tired of being up here by myself doing all the freaking talking. I'm doing good, Tammy. I'm cold as crap. I'm looking rough this morning, y'all. I got my sweatshirt on. Got my coffee, got my sloth house shoes on, and no makeup. Oh, I have never did that. Well, all you got to do, Tammy, is when I share the link, I think if you're using a computer, you don't have to download the Google Meet app. You just click on the link. But I think if you're using a phone, you have to download that app, which is free. It's all free, you know. But I'll make a post and explain it all. Oh, thank you, Tammy. Thank you. My daggone eyebrows are messed up, guys. So did y'all watch Gabby's memorial service yesterday? I noticed a lot of people were streaming it. I didn't feel like, for me, it was right to stream that. Plus, I don't like watching those things. When my boyfriend committed suicide, I had a bad experience at that funeral. And I just don't like going to funerals. This case has kind of triggered me with my PTSD and just remembering things from my abusive ex. Anyways, Tammy, I cried so hard. I know, I would have been crying too. Hey, Hazel. No, I'm not downing anybody that live streamed that because her parents wanted it that way. You know, open to the public. There's people, I believe, that traveled thousands of miles just to go to that. That's what I heard this morning. It's just so sad. So the FBI showed up at Brian Laundrie's house yesterday, and according to the Laundrie family attorney, let me get this pulled up. They wanted some things of his so they could get DNA from it. Why? Unless they've found some DNA on Gabby's body is what I'm thinking. Now, on Morning Express this morning, they were saying... one of the lawyers was saying that maybe they found him or found something they think belongs to him. And they want, DNA to match it up. But what I think they found DNA on her. And they're trying to match it up. Okay, it says, search for Brian Laundrie will be scaled back and targeted. Hold on just a minute. Let me screen share something. Then we'll read up on the DNA. I don't have it pulled up. I thought I did. So they're going to be doing targeted searches. And guys, there's already people outside their damn house this morning with bullhorns. Now, I think that's ridiculous. We all want justice for Gabby, but I'm here to tell you, standing outside their house yelling at them is not going to make anything any better. It's not going to make them cooperate. Actually, I don't like the bullhorn things because of all the neighbors in the neighborhood and the little children around it and stuff. Now, y'all can disagree with me. Let's watch this.
The whole world is watching, Laundrie. You can't hide from this. You can't hide from this. Your silence is guilt. Your silence is guilt.
Wow.
If you got nothing to hide, you would come out and tell the truth. Why are you hiding behind attorneys and not speaking? This is a poor little girl and her family who are suffering. Our family are suffering. They're devastated because of what your son did. Brian.
We know domestic violence.
Hey, KDF.
Being out there looking for Brian. This can all be prevented if you just come out and tell authorities what you know. Officers, FBI, and law enforcement are searching for Brian, putting their lives in danger. Putting their lives in danger in the reserve.
We know all this, buddy.
You can stop this now by coming forward and letting them know what you know. But you know what? You're involved.
Okay, we get it. We get it, guys. I wish y'all wouldn't stand out there with them damn bullhorns. There's probably little kids in the neighborhood, elderly people, and things like that. I don't know why y'all just can't stand out there with signs. Like, I think it's ridiculous to do that right there. That's just me. We all want justice for Gabby, of course. Of course we do. Tammy, I don't like that either. I was getting ready to ask y'all how y'all felt about that, the bullhorns. Okay, what else have we got? So the reward is up to $30,000 for tips on Brian Laundrie's whereabouts. Also, Dog the Bounty Hunter, honey, he's trying to get a piece of the pie. He was at their house banging on the door yesterday. I'm talking about bang, 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 bang. Like they had a freaking search warrant or something. Hey, Dog, sit down, buddy. Sit down. You disowned your own daughters. Wouldn't invite them to the wedding. He's cheated on Beth and everything. He needs to worry about his own family. Brian is not in a concrete jungle. He's allegedly out in, the freaking swamp. I used to like Dog, guys. I don't like him too much no more. Why he just got married all of a sudden, disowned his freaking daughters. What do y'all think about Dog being out there banging on the door? Am I unmuted? Okay, yeah. Make sure. Let's take a look at this as the ad gets done. See what Dog's saying. He said he's already got thousands of tips. He's trying to get that reward money. Exactly what he's trying to do.
Crowds of mourners turning out to pay their respects at the funeral for slain 22-year-old Gabby Petito. This is the manhunt for Petito's boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, intensified in the swampy Florida preserve. Even now, Dog the Bounty Hunter has joined the search, though he was met with silence at Laundrie's house when he knocked on the door. He's looking for leads. And Dog the Bounty Hunter, Dwayne Chapman, joins us right now from Florida. Dog, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Steve. How are you, sir?
It's great to have you as well. So you're down in Florida. You were actually on your honeymoon.
He thinks he's so cool.
On your wedding.
Thank you very much.
You were down there, and apparently your phone just started ringing off the hook. Hey, Dog, you got to join the hunt, right?
Well, yes, we were notified by a couple family members, and our fans just kept social media us to no end. Please, Dog, please. Since you're in the area, will you check it out?
So he didn't go on his own.
And I started reading about the case and seeing what was going on. We're in Colorado, so the couple had passed through Colorado, so that got our attention right away. So yes, we're down there. I went to the father's house to talk to the dad, and he wouldn't answer the door.
Right. Where do you think Brian Laundrie
You was beating the hell out of his door. Probably scared the hell out of him.
We have a special hotline, 833-CALL-DOG, and we've gotten over 1,000 leads.
Wow.
So Francie and I really started this 2 days ago. So we're going through all those leads, right? It's incredible. Pictures of him here, there. we're going through all those leads right now. I would say within 48 hours, we probably will have
Yes,
a
KDF.
location where we start.
He did all those
tracking
things.
that.
Now, I understand a number of the leads have suggested check out the Appalachian Trail. Why is that?
Because they went hiking there.
The leads, yes, have said that. And the reason is because he spent a couple months there in the past, and he is an outdoorsman. So he's got T-shirts on his social media with the mountains. He's got pictures. He's been there before. So he's very young. He's not an experienced criminal. He'll do what he should do. He can't stay and shoplift and stay in cheap motels or rob people like a lot of people that I chase. This kid is an outdoorsman. So I think he went to, again, where he's comfortable. To the
I don't think he's that
outdoors.
great of an
So he's not
outdoorsman.
you don't think he's at that Carlton Reserve down in the western portion of Florida, do you?
Well, I'm not sure. The only way that everyone thought he was there was a picture on a deer cam.
Yeah.
And I sent that picture to my people, and they said, dog, that's not him.
No, it's
So
not him.
If it is him, then he's down there or was down there. But, you know, it's up in the air. You got to search, though. They had to search. They had to try. They had to do that with that kind of lead like that, a picture.
And Dog, this is personal to you because you lost a daughter who was about the same age as Gabby, I think back in 2006.
Yes. My Barbara Katie was exactly the same age when she was killed in a car accident. So I kind of know what it feels like. And it's the saddest thing they're in. And catching this guy will not bring that much justification, but it'll make sure he doesn't do it again.
Yeah. And I understand you want to try to catch him, apprehend him before his birthday when he turns 24. And that would be in the middle of November.
Yes, sir. We try to set a date like that. Again, we're getting a lot of leads. Steve, what I like, and you know how I am, I'd like all the Christians out there to start praying. One thing we haven't asked for is prayer. Now it's time for prayer. These Christians get together. Please pray.
We've been praying
God
there,
will
dog,
lead
honey.
me through the wilderness right up to him, and I'll be able to bring him in alive.
And if
I want to see Dog go
what
into
was
that
your-
wilderness
of
and
course, always
search.
call the police. But what was
Okay, I'm tired of hearing him. And to answer some of y'all's questions, yes, he did disown his daughters. He did not invite them to his wedding. And it has come out he cheated on Beth. Now, I know it has nothing to do with this case, but I just don't like Dog anymore because of that. I just don't. Now, his one daughter, she did an interview, and she said the reason she wasn't invited to the weddings because she participated in Black Lives Matter protests. She's a big advocate in that. Dog would be chiggers in his, he'd get chiggers in his mullet and in his P-Tom. KDF. Now, I used to watch Dog the Bounty Hunter show, and they'd go back into the jungles. I guess that's what you call it in Hawaii, the friggin' jungle, and they take friggin' dirt bikes. But usually he was sending Dwayne Lee and Leland back in the jungle. They're protesting outside the parents' house again with bullhorn. I know it, Ginger Locks. We just listened to that. Isn't that ridiculous? I'm not fans of his parents at all because I believe they know where he's at. I believe they helped him cover and stuff. But I just don't think standing outside with bullhorns early in the morning is appropriate. You know, have some respect for the neighbors. That's what I think about. The neighbors, the little children, the little babies. Can you imagine living in that neighborhood? Trying to get your little infant to sleep or toddler and somebody's out there with the damn bullhorn. I think that just makes it worse. They're definitely not going to come out and say anything. And the way that Dog was beating on their door, I wish I could find a video of it. I mean, like he was beating the hell out of their door. No wonder they didn't come outside. Hell, they probably didn't even know who was knocking on the damn door at the time. I don't know. I'm just not a big Dog fan anymore. I used to be. I used to think Beth was the love of his life, but no. Hey, Bubba, what you doing, baby? Hold on, guys. You can't go that way. Poor little feller's blind as a bat. Let me get this other article pulled up. We're going to look at the other true crime this morning, too, because there's other cases, too, that need our attention. Okay. Let me see. Let's pull up. I got this article from The Sun. Gabby spending her 22nd birthday on the Appalachian Trail with Brian Laundrie, where experts suspect he's hiding. What experts suspect he's at the Appalachian Trail? I hope a freaking bear eats his butt. Shouldn't be hiking the trail by yourself. There's a lot of murders that go on. A lot of people say, how they say it, Appalachian or something. It's Appalachian. That's the way we pronounce it. Appalachian, not Appalachian or however they say it. Okay. So here's pictures of them. Look at that weirdo laying back. What is it, bub? I'm right here. Okay, photos posted on her Instagram on March 27th, 9 days after her birthday, showed Gabby and Brian hiking and hanging out on the trail in Georgia. See, the trail goes through multiple states. Of course, y'all know this. Look at him. What in the hell is he laying on? A freaking tarp? Peeling a freaking apple? Okay, went hiking for my birthday, hashtag 22. Gabby captioned the post. The first image shows Gabby making her way through the trail. In the second photo, Brian is seen lying in a hammock by Gabby's art supplies. It appears Gabby was also in the hammock taking the picture. One of Gabby's friends, Rose Davis, previously said she believes Brian could be hiding out on the trail because he knows how to survive alone in nature and has done it before. She told thedailymail.com, I know he lived in the Appalachians for what I believe was 3 months, and he did it by himself, so I know he's skilled at it. What'd he do, eat freaking squirrels? According to Dog the Bounty Hunter, the hottest lead in the search for Brian points to the Appalachian Trail. Okay, the TV star has joined the hunt for 23-year-old Laundrie. As he told Petito's family, he wants to help bring justice for her death. But he didn't go there on his own. He said fans was reaching out to him over and over and over, so he decided to do it. That's why he did it. He just didn't pop into his head, I'm going to go beat on the Laundrie's door. I'm not happy with Doc. Private investigator Bill Warner also thinks Brian may be heading to the Appalachian Trail. Well, that trail goes through all kinds of states. What, Bubba? I'm right here, baby. Brian Laundrie photo from Pinterest at Laundrie 1197 page. Elite hiker outdoorsman on the runs in the woods may be headed for the Appalachian Trail, said the PI of Bill Warner Investigations based in Florida. The Appalachian Trail is one of the most famous hiking spots in the U.S. Located within 14 states, the trail attracts over 3 million visitors per year. There's a lot of murders that go on the trail. This one guy, he met up with some hikers and he took a freaking hatchet to them. The entire trail takes up over 2,190 miles from start to finish and can take about 5 to 7 months to hike. Gabby is so cute. Look at that. I think that's when they got engaged. He is such a weirdo. God, he looks so weird. Cops have been searching for Laundrie for the past 7 days after the 22-year-old travel vlogger's death during their cross-country trip. I want to know if she was buried or not. He remains missing after returning to his Northport, Florida home on September 1st without Gabby. Okay, we know all this. Let's watch this video, see what it does. They're going to find him. I think eventually they'll find. He's knocking the hell out of that door, y'all. Can't talk right now, I'm sorry.
Why are you looking for them?
We can't talk right now. I'm sorry.
Tell me why you're here, sir.
Well.
Do you have any tips?
So he couldn't take a minute to tell him why he was there, which is pretty obvious why he was there. Let's see if we can look through these photos. Let's look. kills me seeing him lay there like that, peeling that damn apple. I like to stick that apple down his damn throat. I hope a freaking alligator eats him. I hope somebody's pet anaconda they turn loose and gets his ass. Because probably if he's caught anyways, he's probably not going to say anything. And I was thinking this morning, guys, hey Mandy, if they do catch him, he's probably going to try to pull some crap that he went hiking, came back, found Gabby dead or missing and panicked. It won't work on a jury, but that's what the weirdo is going to try to say. I'm sorry, Coffee with CC. Did you hear the 911 call Roberta Laundrie made on Dog the Bounty? No, I didn't hear that. Did she call the cops on him? No damn wonder he's banging the hell out of the door. I'm not fans of the parents, but I don't believe in harassing them. It's not going to, it's not going to do any good. Let me see what's going on in the news. Hold on a minute. Let me go to my history because I had a couple videos I was going to share. Right here is one of them I was going to share. Let me pause it. If them dogs can't track him, he's probably not in there. Of course, he had a good head start on them, though, guys. Let's go back.
Relentless search for Brian Laundrie, the boyfriend of Gabby Petito. He's now infamous. Laundrie wanted on a federal arrest warrant and was last seen nearly 2 weeks ago when he left his home in Florida to go hiking and never returned. He is a person of interest in the death of his girlfriend, Gabby Petito, whose body was found at a campground in Wyoming 1 week ago. And Tracy Walder is a former CIA officer and FBI special agent. Tracy, good morning to you. Local authorities have handed this case over to the FBI. How does that impact this investigation?
Well, good morning, Adrienne. Thank you for having me. So this impacts the investigation in several ways. First, really what this tells me is this is probably a multi-jurisdictional, multi-state investigation, probably focusing on the location of where Gabby was killed, as well as where Laundrie probably is. And the FBI tends to come in when multiple jurisdictions are involved. Additionally, it sort of helps to pool resources together to give the local law enforcement a broader access to resources that could be available to them to help in this search.
The FBI returned to the Laundrie family's home in Northport, Florida, to remove some of Brian's things that have DNA on them. We've been told some type of DNA testing will be executed. What will those items be used for? I mean, what is your gut telling you? Because obviously, you've done this.
So my gut would tell me, doing things like this in the past, is that those items, particularly those with Brian's DNA on it, would be used probably to compare against Gabby Petito's body. Things like defensive wounds underneath her nails, perhaps hairs, things like that might be used to compare with Laundrie's DNA.
The weekend, the search for Brian focused on the swamp near the reserve where he went hiking nearly 2 weeks ago. Where do investigators branch out from there?
So my best guess as to where Laundrie may be, given who he is, what his background is probably the Appalachian Trail. This is someone who has in the past talked about the fact that he has hiked the Appalachian Trail. He is someone who I believe has some wilderness survival skills. I don't know how survivable the swamp would be for multiple days. So my best guess is that he's probably on the Appalachian Trail. I have heard discussion that he may be out of the country, maybe in the Bahamas, places like that. My gut tells me he's probably not there just because with COVID restrictions and things like that, it would be very difficult right now to get into those countries sort of under the cover of darkness. So my best guess is that they should probably expand their search out to the Appalachian Trail.
As the Laundrie family has pointed out through their attorney, the arrest warrant that's out for him pertains to Brian's activities after Gabby's death, relating to a debit card or bank card fraud using somebody's personal ID number to withdraw money during the period that Gabby went missing. So authorities have not revealed exactly whose PIN he was using, but what does this particular federal charge mean for investigators who want to question Brian? Again, he's still not considered a suspect.
So quite simply, what that does is that gives investigators cause to arrest him. You know, my best guess is they're not looking to necessarily pursue those types of charges against him. It's very rare for the FBI to do something like that. I believe the charges were about $1,000 or so. And federal debit card fraud really can be quite severe. We're looking at 15 years in prison, $25,000
Over $1,000 is a
My best
felony.
guess is that gives them probable cause to now arrest him while they are compiling that DNA evidence to go ahead and build a case around him and then return another indictment, perhaps for the homicide.
Really quickly, Tracy, last question for you. We know that this case has received a ton of social media attention, online amateur sleuths trying to help solve this case for investigators. Now, reality star Dog the Bounty Hunter says he's joining the search. Is this helpful or is this a distraction?
I think it's both. I think, you know, on one hand, it is great to have a lot of eyes on the issue, but on the other hand, sometimes information is recovered that, you know, the police and federal law enforcement want to stay withheld, so that they can build their case. So I think it's good and bad.
Tracy Waldorf, thank you for being with us and appreciate your expertise as you have been with the FBI and CIA. Appreciate.
Let's watch this next video if it'll play, and then we'll chat a little bit.
It is 5:31 right now. Another week and still so many questions about what happened to Gabby Petito and where her fiance is. Brian Laundrie is still the only person of interest in Gabby's death.
And this morning, the search for him could look a little different. ABC Action News reporter Chad Mills in Northport to explain what's changing.
Well, guys, as you know, last week, this police department used massive searches to search a Sarasota County nature preserve that's not too far from here. They use search dogs, they use drones, they use swamp buggies.
He's not in
The
that.
list really goes on and on.
No,
But
he's long
this
gone.
week, starting this morning, really, the search could look a lot different in the fact that it could be a smaller search going forward. And Northport Police Department says it might be taking a back seat as well. And that's because the FBI will now be leading the search effort for Brian, and Northport will help out in any way the FBI requires. According to Northport, though, the searches will be scaled back and targeted based on specific pieces of evidence or information. And the department says there's a hope that water level in certain parts of the Carlton Reserve will go down enough and allow better access this week. Crews, of course, have focused on that Sarasota County Reserve because that is where Brian's parents say he went hiking almost 2 weeks ago before he disappeared. Meanwhile, this community in Northport, where Gabby lived, continues to mourn after her still mysterious death outside Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming.
I know it's denial, it's shock. They're going to go through so many emotions, the anger. Just please keep Gabby as a good memories, not the bad, and keep those good memories that will help you, and the world's got your back.
Okay, we'll listen to her stepfather speak because I didn't watch any of this yesterday.
Points together, so I don't kind of detract when I want to get out there. First, I would like to thank everybody for coming out, showing your respect for Gabby. But I don't want you guys to be sad, to be honest with you. Gabby didn't live that way. That wasn't her way. Matter of fact, if you knew Gabby, she was always a pretty happy girl. People would gravitate towards her. Her nature was always to smile and treat everybody kind. So she always made people feel welcome. She always made sure that she made time for people. It didn't matter who you were. She always treated people with respect. It really didn't matter. She cared. She genuinely cared, and that's how people would always, come up to her and just sit and talk, and it would take forever to get her out of places. So it really is. It's wild to see, what has happened. Gabby, growing up, she always had those blue eyes, right? Those ridiculous blue eyes, and you couldn't keep her in trouble. Like, you would ground her, and she'd start crying, and I fold. When I see a lady cry, I fold. If a guy cries, I don't care. You know, but if I see, if I see, you know, a female cry, especially my daughter, I fold like a deck of cards. It's bad, you know. So she'd be crying. She actually would just do that on purpose, just so I would take her off ground. It's like, yeah. So, and it worked. But she was great. I mean, it didn't matter. She always wanted to go out and do stuff, whether it was scuba diving with her, you know, with her uncle, you know, myself, or hiking the Appalachian Trail, if surfing sand dunes in Colorado, which, by the way, I'm letting you all know I'm jealous of. You will see me do that. I'm going to fall a lot, but I'm going to try. Because she had some wild experiences that, you know, that I could only wish that you know, I can experience. It's just wild, the stuff that she was doing, you know, and to see that type of joy that brought her and the stones it took to do that at such a young age. Now that's something I want you to take a look at these pictures. And I want you to be inspired by that. That's what we're looking for. That's something that I want to see. If there's a trip
This is so
you guys
sad.
want to take it now. Do it now while you got the time. If there's a relationship that you're in that might not be the best thing for you, leave it now. We've got more emails of men and women doing that. Taking care of themselves first. Take care of themselves first. And watching that happen,
Good advice.
seeing that type of inspiration. An email we got from a young lady that her child, who was 11 years old, wants to travel the country like Gabby did in a van. She's making her kids, making her parents take her to the I forgot the Golden Arches. Arches National. Arches National. There it is. And so it's just wild stuff that she's inspired people to do. You know, Gabby is the most amazing person I've ever met. So if you're going to leave here today, I'm asking that you guys be inspired by the way she treated people, all people. Love knows no gender. Love knows no bounds.
Amen.
She didn't care. She genuinely loved people. It didn't matter. So when you leave here today, be inspired by what she brought to the table. Because the entire planet knows this woman's name now. And she's inspired a lot of women and a lot of men to do what's best for them first. Put yourself first. And do it now while you have the time. I couldn't be more proud as a father. So, best, just to be clear, Gabby had 4 parents. They weren't step parents. She had 4 parents that genuinely loved her as if she was her own. And this man is one.
It's hard to see behind us, but I still see Gabby as this. The world sees this, but like Joe said, this is what I see. This is when I got to be blessed to know Gabby. You all got to see our extended family, the Firehouse family, come through here, and that's what we do. We do funerals, fortunately, and we're good at it. I've done it throughout my career. I've written eulogies. I've planned these funerals. And not one of them could ever have planned or prepared me for this moment. My grandmother told me this. She's going to be 100 next month when we buried my mom earlier this year. Parents aren't supposed to bury their children. This is not how life is supposed to work. But it is an unfortunate reality. I spent a good portion of my life working and trying to earn money to provide for our family and our kids to give them the best life. And Gabby, at 22 years old, helped teach me that you can always make money, but you can't make up for lost time. Gabby loved life and lived her life every single day. Every day that I still see her as this child, lived her life. She is an example for all of us to live by, to enjoy every moment in this beautiful world as she did. Love and give love to all like she did. Gabby had a tattoo on her arm that read, "Let It Be," the title of a song from a band she loved. The beautiful thing about music is it can mean so many different things to so many different people. There's a verse from that song that speaks to me. When the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer. Let it be. It's okay to mourn for Gabby. It's okay to feel sorrow and pain. But we want to celebrate her and how she lived her life. We need to hold on to all those wonderful memories we shared with her, because that will be the answer. Let it be.
Right. Let it be.
Oh my gosh, guys, that is so sad. That is so sad. I'm glad I didn't watch all this yesterday, because I would have been crying my eyes out. I can't even imagine what her family is going through. I know, Sunnyside. I know. And you know, a lot of people are upset at the cops. I went back and looked at the body cam footage after I was listening to an expert about domestic violence. And it reminded me of an incident I had with my first husband. He had beat the crap out of me, mentally abused me. I was praying to God for God just to take me out. Anyways, I went to this counselor, and because I was trying to get myself committed, I was about to have a nervous breakdown. Anyways, he goes in there, guys, and he convinced them that it was all me and I was just emotional. That's the same thing that Brian done to those cops, and I'm not blaming them. Of course, they need some better training in domestic violence and how to spot red flags and stuff. But he convinced them that Gabby was the aggressor, and you know, she was the one that was emotional and stuff. He put all the blame on her, and they bought it hook, line, and sinker, even though the 911 caller said that he saw a male hitting a female, slapping a female. The dispatcher even asked the caller, you know, you saw him slapping her. They say, yes. They didn't even ask him about that. Maybe they forgot. But anyways, this domestic violence expert was saying that where they told him to separate for 8 hours, Brian, he went to that hotel room and he was stewing on it. You know, it was just probably going over and over in his brain. And he probably didn't have a cooling off period. The more he thought about it, the madder he got. And I would say the next day when he picked her up, they continued that argument. That's what I think. Tammy, I can relate. Sick asshole. Yeah, I was so upset when I left that counselor's office, Tammy, because she gave me a book, Men Are From Mars or something, Women from Venus, something like that. Shirley, yes, but the police officers were not aware of that call because the dispatcher did not put it out. So it's kind of, yeah, I'm not blaming them. They didn't know. They was trying to cut them a break, though. That's what I think. You know, they're a young couple. They're having this quarrel, and they're out of town traveling, and they didn't want to arrest them. They actually thought a cooling off period would help. I feel like Brian was abusive to her when nobody was around, of course. He probably put on an act in front of her friends and family. But I definitely think he was abusive to her, mentally and physically. I think some cops are facing disciplinary action due to how they handled it. They made her take the van. He got a comfy hotel bed. Yeah, I mean, I really wish that they had a cuffed and stuffed them both. That may have been the end of the road trip. She may have went back to her family, but we can't go back in time. I am a what if person, though. I'm always thinking, what if they had arrested them that day? Probably he still would have ended up snapping and killing Gabby. Now, I was also listening to somebody talk about the van life. The van life is not how it's made out to be. It's very rough to travel with somebody across country like that and rough it, especially if you've already got problems in the relationship. I agree without a doubt he was abusive. It's so sad. Yeah, he must have, been putting her down about her vlogging too, because she told that cop on body cam footage that he was not supportive of her. So he would probably tell her, like, you're going to fail. You're not going to be a successful vlogger. What did the dispatch say? I missed hearing it. Well, the guy that called into 911, Lisa Irwin, he said there is a guy slapping a girl. And the dispatcher asked him, like, was he hitting her? And he was like, yeah. But the cops didn't mention any of that to Brian and Gabby. But Cheryl T in the chat said that they didn't hear that part or something. That damn hotel room sticks. He got to shower, eat, sleep, comfy. I know it. And, I felt so bad for Gabby. Here she is across country. And, they get pulled over by the cops. She's blamed for it all, basically. And then she has to go in the van by herself. She had to have been scared. Yeah, the cops didn't know. He totally fooled them cops. He was totally trying to act like a nice guy, all this and that. And really, he was just as much to blame as Gabby. He probably hit her first. I know he had some marks on his face. I wish it tore him up worse than that. I'm wondering what his face looked like when he came back home to Florida after he killed Gabby. Was it all scratched up or what? He rubbed her face a few times, maybe still stinging from a slap, but she had no marks. That doesn't mean it wasn't hurting, still haunted by it. Yeah, he grabbed her face, and like squeezed it, pushed her back and everything. Well, she said at Hibiscus, she said in that body cam footage that she did not drive that van a lot. But in the YouTube video they posted, she was driving, but she probably just drove for like a short distance. But she used to get, nervous driving the van. The hotel could not even confirm Brian spent the night there. So who knows if he did or not? Yeah. He could have went to a hotel and called her to come pick him up. Who knows? No, there's not a cause of death yet. No. Manner of death is homicide, but they've not released a cause of death. Yeah, she tried to tell the cops she wasn't comfortable in driving the van. Yeah, she sure did. I'm just wondering why they told him to go to a hotel instead of her. They told her, she'd go pay what, $4 or something for a shower. Well, what woman feels safe going and showering at a truck stop or whatever it is by themselves? She's just 22 years old, still a kid, in my opinion. I bet her dad and stepdad and her mom too like to get their damn hands on him. I reckon they said they saw no red flags. Gabby probably didn't share their troubles with her family. I think she shared that they were having some tension with her mom on the road trip. But most of the time, when you're in an abusive relationship, you hide it, at least in the beginning. John Walsh said he beat her to death. How does he know? I saw someone say that John Walsh said something about Brian should kill himself or something like that. Did he really say that? Told you that the hotel thing would drive you nuts. Male cop, male victim. He gets the damn hotel. I know. A nice, safe hotel with shower and comfy bed. You're right, Remy. John Walsh told Brian to off himself. Well, that probably wasn't too professional. I think he's getting some heat for that. I really don't care what happens to the son of a bitch if he's eaten by an alligator, anaconda, or a damn bear. I really don't care. As long as they find him. I believe if he's found alive, he's probably not going to talk. He could, but probably not. Cat's Eye, Geraldo Rivera said that. I do not like Geraldo because he wanted Ghislaine Maxwell to be granted bond, which is totally disgusting. This was like last year. I heard him on Fox talking, and I said, hey, that was his daughter and one of his kids, then weirdos groomed, he wouldn't want them to get bail. It totally turned me against Geraldo. They put her in the van because she owned it, Cheryl T said. Yeah, that makes sense. He sort of reminds me of Patrick Frazee. He just wouldn't talk. He reminds me of freaking Chris Watts. The way he looks, I guess it's the goatee and stuff. What is it, Bubba? What is it? Come here. I think Bubba's wanting to go potty. Bless his heart. He's so blind. Let's see what else we can find, and I'm going to help Bubby down the steps. Let him go potty. No buzzards, no body. Brian Laundrie won't be found dead or alive in alligator-infested Florida swamp, experts say. Okay, let's pull this up. So, like, where does the Carlton Reserve end at? Is what I want to know. It's like, what, 25,000 acres? But where's the end of it at? What's there? Can you go on to another trail? Go into the mountains? Like what? Hey, down in Florida, they got them big old cats. What do you call them? Mountain lions. When we were down in Florida, we were down there taking care of Mark's uncle because he had his voice box took out because of cancer, right? And we had to take his daughter to the high school early in the morning. Well, we was driving there, and it was kind of like dark, getting daylight, and a big old cat ran across the road. A damn mountain lion ran across the road, the Florida highway in Orlando. Can you believe it? We're so shocked. So we got online, and we started looking, and there's all kinds of people in Florida that had reported seeing, mountain lion. Okay, let me see what Bubba's doing. Bubba, do you need to go potty? Hold on, guys. Let me screen share this and let me help my dog down the steps because he can't see. I think here comes Mark, so he can help him get back in. Hold on. Let me mute 1 second. I'm sorry, guys, but my doggies come first. Okay, guys, I had to wait till Mark pulled in and got parked before I could let Smokey down. We don't want him to get run over. He can't see, and he can't hardly hear a lick, guys. Okay, so that's a good point. There's no buzzards around, which means there's nothing dead laying around. Okay, a cattle rancher who has spent decades exploring the nature reserve where authorities are searching for Brian Laundrie say he won't be found there. Okay, so Brian's been missing since at least September 14th when his parents said he went for a hike in the Carlton Reserve. Okay. Florida cattle rancher Alan McEwen has spent 3 decades in the area of the 25,000-acre reserve where investigators are searching for Laundrie and told Fox News has little hope the 23-year-old man will be found there dead or alive. There's no surviving out there. I don't know how to say it, McEwen, maybe that's how you say it, told the news outlet. Unless he's got a butt like a duck and can float, he's not in there. I've been in the woods in and out all my life. I've learned a lot in my life, and one thing I know is no one is going to survive out there for 2 weeks on foot. Yeah, guys, just think about all the mosquitoes, all the snakes, the alligators, and other wildlife. Authorities have not commented on what information they have besides Laundrie's parents' account that indicate Laundrie is in the reserve. Though a police commander said last week he is confident investigators have not been wasting their time. McEwen told Fox News that he has often navigated the reserve to find wayward cattle and that he believes there would be signs of human remains if there were a body somewhere in the swampy forest. Anything dead you find in the woods, you're going to look up. You're going to see buzzards flying like crazy, he said. No buzzards, no body in my theory. And I haven't seen any buzzards flying. Hey, that's a good point. No buzzards would be flying around. Like if he went in there and like offed himself or something killed him, you would think you'd see buzzards flying around. Of course, it's like 25,000 acres in there. I just don't believe he's in there. I was thinking earlier, those poor search dogs, bless their hearts, having to go into that swampy area, it hot as hell, and the investigators, of course, but my mind always goes to them little dogs. Gosh, I feel bad for all of them out there searching, animals and the humans. Let's see what else is going on, guys. Okay, FBI visits Florida home of Brian Laundrie again to retrieve personal items during Gabby's funeral. Okay, we done read that. Laundrie, the reward fund for Laundrie is $30,000. Now, I saw something else that Gabby's family has started a foundation. Hold on a minute. Family launches the Gabby Petito Foundation. No one should have to find their child on their own and search for Brian Laundrie in her second week. Okay, let's see what this foundation is, and then we'll read up about the cops. Okay, her funeral was scheduled for Sunday. Okay, we know that. Hold on a minute. Let me get these ads down. I can't read it for it. I want to read about the foundation. A total of $30,000 being offered for information that leads to Laundrie's arrest. A neighbor of the Petito family is offering $5,000. A former deputy police chief in Florida has offered another $5,000, and a Florida law firm put up $20,000. In a search development, Petito's father, Joseph Petito, announced on Saturday that his family is establishing a foundation intended to support parents with missing children. The insider reports. The Gabby Petito Foundation. No one should have to find their child on their own, Joseph Petito wrote in a Twitter and Instagram post. We are creating this foundation to give resources and guidance on bringing their children home. We are looking to help people in similar situations as Gabby's. In lieu of flowers, donations can be made through the foundation's website at gabbypetitofoundation.org. Let's take a look at that foundation. Okay, let me screen share here. Then we'll read the article about the cops, see what it's saying before I get off here. Okay. Coming soon, the Gabby Petito Foundation. Let me get this link for y'all, in case y'all want it to donate. Oh, look at that picture. So beautiful. Bless her sweet heart. Thank you for your support. Okay. So they've not, they just got the page up and running. Okay. Let me put the link in. Damaris. Yeah, I feel bad for the animals. I know people's going to be like, what about the cops? I'm a big time animal lover. That's why I got 3 dogs, 6 chickens, and a dwarf goat, and 3 hermit crabs. I used to have 4 dogs. And so I just think, I automatically think about the animals out there searching. Just think about all the briars and stuff that they have to go through where the cops can't get through, Poor dogs. I'm glad none of them's been injured. None of the investigators either. Yeah, that's great, Remy. They started the foundation. Hey, I agree with this cattle rancher. He's not in there. There'd be buzzards flying around. He's not in the Carlton Reserve. He just put his car there to make them think he went in there. That's what I think. Of course, he could be in there. I don't think he's this great outdoorsman like everybody says he is. He may think he is. He's probably never really roughed it without food. One time they said he stayed in the woods 16, 17 days on cheese and crackers. That's not really roughing it. Okay, let me see. I saw something about the cops here. Right here. Let's see. Maybe Brian Laundrie's parents aren't lying. Maybe he told them that he was going to that Carlton Reserve. I think he just parked his car there to throw them off. Okay. Dispatcher told Moab officers Brian Laundrie hit Gabby Petito before mid-August traffic stop. That's what we was just talking about. Let's see if it got a video or anything. No, I'm going to have to read it. So dispatcher told the Utah police officers that a 911 caller saw Brian hitting Gabby before the officers pulled over their van in mid-August. The report filed by officers and body cam footage both show that police believe Petito struck Laundrie during an argument and ultimately classified the incident as a mental health crisis without filing any charges. The police officers seen speaking to Brian in the body cam footage identify him as the victim and make note of his superficial injuries. Oh, I'd love to give him some damn injuries. I'd start by kicking him right in the crotch. But the dispatch audio tells a different story. RP reporting party states seeing a male hit a female. Domestic. The dispatcher says at around 4:38 p.m. on August 12th, he got into a white Ford Transit van, has a black ladder on the back Florida plate. And after the officer asked for the name and phone number of the caller and location of the victim, the dispatcher repeats that report. I'm not sure, inaudible, the dispatcher says after giving the officer the name and number of the witness, but the female is who got hit. They both, the male and female, both got into the van and headed north. The body cam audio begins 2 minutes after this dispatch. The officers ended up separating Gabby and Brian for the night, writing in their report they didn't believe it reached a level of domestic violence call and was instead a mental health crisis. That's the same damn thing my ex done to that counselor. Convinced them it was like a mental health thing and not abuse. According to Utah law, officers are required to make an arrest or issue a citation when they have probable cause to believe that an act of domestic violence has been committed. Now here, they'll take the man and woman to jail. Ever who's got the marks on them, you're going to jail. Used to it wasn't that way, but now they'll cuff and stuff you both. Moab officials announced last week an independent investigation into how its officers handled the situation. In the police report, the officers say a witness identified as Christopher said nothing about Laundrie hitting Petito. Yes, he did. The witness says, I never saw him hit her. I saw him shove her, but I couldn't tell if it was an aggression against her or her defense against her as far as her being the aggressor. One of the officers says in the body cam recording, so at this point, unless the guy's screaming that he's going to jail and did something to this girl, it sounds like she is the primary aggressor. Really? Okay, so the witness says, I never saw him hit her. I saw him shove her. But in the 911 call, he says that he saw the man slapping the girl. But they wrote down in the police report, the witness says, I never saw him hit her. What in the hell? They dropped the bomb on this one. It sure did. Like, I'm not going to blame them for her death. They didn't know. Bomb on this one. Hold on. Let me mute myself. Hold on. Did. Like, I'm not going to blame them for... Let me mute. Okay. Oh, I got a super chat. I didn't even know it. Oh, thank you, Mandy Hall. Thank you, Cece. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you guys for being so supportive and coming in here and chatting with me and stuff and putting up with me being so unprofessional. Okay, I'm going to go back and lead the chat. He has a van lifer. He is not Grizzly Adams. Yeah. He's not Grizzly Adams. He's not in the Carlton Reserve. And really, to rough it and survive in nature, Most people that do that want to challenge themselves. Do not take cheese and crackers and peanut butter with them. They live off the land, people. They hunt squirrels. They fish. They catch birds. She admitted to slapping him on the body cam. That is why they looked at her as the aggressor. I wish they would have arrested her. I know it, Shirley. I know. She admitted he didn't tell the truth, though, of what all went on. He just blamed it all on her. Just Jax, I heard there were 2 calls, is why only one said they saw him hit her. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so that makes sense. Let me go look and see if there's anything else I want to talk about this morning. I'm going to get off here in just a sec. Get myself put together. We're going to do a Google Meet this evening. Okay, Brian Laundrie update. Police asked for personal. Okay, we know they wanted personal items to get his DNA off of it. They could have took his mom's DNA, because everybody has what, mitochondrial DNA, which is passed down from their mother. I could have matched it that way. I watched too much Forensic Files, y'all. That's how I know about mitochondrial DNA. It's passed down from your mom. Okay, let's see. That's it. That's all I see. Here's something on Yahoo News about those cops. They're giving those cops hell. Gabby, in this body cam footage, she looks just like my niece. The way she's dressed, her hair, everything, the way her body's made, her face. She does. She looks just like my niece. Why does Gabby Petito mesmerize white America when so many others are ignored? Well, what a crappy article. You know, I saw that there was like over 200 indigenous women. Maybe it was 700. I can't remember. That was missing from that same area where Gabby was found. You know, around the same county and stuff. I saw an article about that. And, you know, basically they were saying that nobody makes a big deal about them. If I knew about their cases, I would have talked about them. You know, some of these cases make national news, and some of them don't. The reason why Gabby's did, I believe, is because she was a social media influencer. She had a huge following on Instagram, and she was vlogging and all that. Unfortunately, there's a lot of women that go missing. There's a lot of men that go missing too. Let's see. Something's going on with the Murdaugh murders. Alex Murdaugh ties to drug smuggler. Oh, let's read this before I get off here. It's saying I don't. No content remaining. Subscribe today for full access. Oh, are you kidding me? I think I'm a current subscriber. Oh my gosh. Stupid Fitz News. So Alex Murdaugh has ties to a drug smuggler. I'm going to have to type in his name and get another article because I'm not taking time to subscribe to that. I think I'm subscribed, but I can't remember the passcode. Alex Murdaugh law firm disavows him once again. Ooh, I wonder what that's about. Let's click on this. This may talk about the drug smuggling too. Y'all, please pray for Gabby's family. And let's pray that they find Brian. You know, her family can't properly grieve and stuff with him on the loose. They're not going to be able to properly grieve for a long time until he's, you know, charged, tried, and convicted. Okay, Alex Murdaugh's law firm is working overtime to distance itself from the embattled South Carolina lawyer. Peters, Murdaugh, Parker, Ellsworth, and Detrick, founded by Murdaugh's great-grandfather, Randolph Murdaugh Sr. in 1910, said they have no idea about any of Murdaugh's alleged misdeeds before they discovered more than 1 million missing from clients' accounts. Oh, it was missing from their clients' accounts. Wow. So they'd win these lawsuits, and Murdaugh just go in there and steal their damn money. We were shocked and dismayed to learn that Alex violated our principles and code of ethics. He lied and stole from us, the law firm said in a statement on its website. No member of PMPED was aware of Alex's scheme. When we learned he betrayed our trust, we requested his resignation immediately. We have yet to speak to anyone who was aware of his addictions to opioids. Let me tell you something. You cannot hide an addiction to opioids or any kind of addiction for too long. There's red flags. Now, come on. They had to have known something. Distraught over the mysterious June murders of his wife Maggie and son Paul, and convinced that ending his life was the only option, Murdaugh arranged for his alleged drug dealer to kill him, staging an insurance fraud that would leave $10 million to his oldest son, Buster. But Murdaugh survived and eventually confessed to the scheme. He has since been charged with insurance fraud, conspiracy to commit insurance fraud, and filing a false police report. PMPED also said it had nothing to do with Murdaugh's settlement with housekeeper Gloria Satterfield, who died in February 2018 at his house after what was written off as a trip and fall. An autopsy was never performed in the 57-year-old woman's death. It scrolled on me. Hold on. 57-year-old woman's death was never reported to the coroner's office, according to Hampton County Coroner Angela Topper. How does someone die and it's never reported to the coroner's office? Oh, crap. It did something on me. Now the Daily Mail's wanting me to sign up for something. Are y'all kidding me? Oh, my gosh. Okay. So Satterfield's sons sued Alex Murdaugh. Okay. They won $500,000 settlement several years back. They've never received any money from that settlement. And this is a woman who worked for the family for about 25 years as a housekeeper and a nanny. I'd say she probably learned about his scheme and knew too much and somebody pushed her down the damn steps. That's what I think. Okay, so he's allegedly got ties to a drug smuggler, but I can't get into the damn article here. Can you believe that? Hold on. Let me type something in here. This could be a Lifetime movie right here. Okay. Let's see. I found it on Newsbreak. Hold on. Oh, we don't got the article. Oh my gosh. Well, we know he's got ties to a drug smuggler. We know he's got all kinds of ties. Probably the reason Gloria Satterfield's body, the coroner, was probably paid off or something. It's probably why they didn't know about her. Allegedly didn't know about her death. Like, I thought when everybody died, you had to go to the coroner's office. He was a thief all along. No ethics. Yeah, he don't got no ethics. One of them damn ambulance chasers. He was one of those lawyers that handled lawsuits. You know, somebody had an accident or wanted to sue somebody. And evidently, when the insurance money would pay off, it would come into the lawyer's hands somehow, into their accounts. And Alex was stealing from it. Stealing his client's money up to $1 million. How long was it before they caught him doing this? Large amounts of money being gone. You would think that would have been noticeable. Too many web sleuths distracted with fake tips would have been found by now, but everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame. Yeah. Yeah, that's what Dog the Bounty Hunter did. If you're talking about Gabby Petito's case. How you doing, Boost Love? Yeah, I didn't think, like Dog did. I don't think he should have been there pounding on their door like that. Unless he really intends on going searching. He's on his freaking honeymoon in Florida. He's not going to go into the Carlton Reserve searching for Brian Laundrie. I don't think Dog thinks he's actually in there, to be honest with y'all. Well, guys, I'm going to get off here. Go check on my dogs, get some things done. I'm going to set up a Google Meet tonight for the channel members. I will share the link. I'll put some instructions in the post, in the community post. Y'all come and chat with me. I'm not sure what time. Probably around 8 p.m. Eastern time. So if y'all want to come and chat with me privately, you channel members, all you got to do is click on the link once I get it set up. It was nice to see you too, Melanie. I just love chatting with all y'all. My true crime family, the coffee family. Sometime this week, we're going to do a true crime trivia. I want to do it for all the subscribers. And then for our member stream this week, we're going to do, I want to tell y'all a story about what's a real case. Halloween murder. The guy who killed Halloween. That's all I'm going to say about it. Hey, Broken Justice, you're late. That's all right, hon. Let me get you a late slip. You'll have to watch the replay. Sorry. I've got to go check on my, I got to get off here and go check on all my animals. Check on my chickens. Go get the eggs. All that good stuff. Anyways, y'all have a great day. And I will see some of y'all later for our Google Meet. Be safe, be kind, and peace. And thanks, guys, for supporting me. I appreciate it so much. I just love y'all to death. I can't imagine not having my true crime family in my life, honestly. I love coming on here and chatting with all y'all and getting y'all's opinions on these cases. Even if it's different from mine, because it always makes me think, didn't think of it that way. Anyways, y'all have a great day. Be safe, be kind. Peace.